Hey, welcome back to Let's Get Your Shift Together. In this video, I'm going to be talking about anxiety towards pain and anxiety while you're having pain and everything that has to do with chronic pain and anxiety. So basically, when you're in chronic pain, your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight mode. So it is perceiving that there's some sort of threat. The threat is your repressed emotions. So your brain is creating this pain in order to distract you from the repressed emotions. And this is according to Dr. John Sarno's TMS theory. It's according to mind-body syndrome theory. It's all basically the same kind of framework there, that repressed emotions are the cause of chronic pain. I obviously believe it because I was able to get out of chronic pain myself after a 4-year battle with it through doing the mind-body tension myositis syndrome type work that has to do with eliminating chronic pain once and for all. So pretty much, if you know anything about my story, you know that I suffered from chronic migraines for a solid 4 years. It started because of a wisdom tooth extraction where I then got TMJ and my jaw was messed up. It's still supposedly messed up. I haven't fixed it like structurally, and that just goes to show the point that it's not about structural damage, it's about repressed emotions. And something can be structured incorrectly. People have crooked backs, people have herniated discs. I have like half of my jaw is in my ear supposedly, and there's no pain. So why do some people have pain and some people don't have pain? It's all about the repressed emotions. So I'm going to be talking about pain catastrophizing. So for me, I did this all the time. Anytime I would feel a migraine coming on, I would start catastrophizing the whole situation. So I would start freaking out, start panicking, thinking, oh my God, I'm getting a migraine. I better take these pills because I have like a 2-hour window when they'll be effective or not. I'm gonna try that. And then I need to get into a dark room and I need to shut all the sounds off and all the lights off and just kind of hibernate and hope that this migraine goes away. And I know that I'm in for at least like a solid 24 hours of hell. What if it's a 72-hour migraine? What if I can't go to work tomorrow? I would just, pick all these scenarios, like I'm gonna lose my job if I don't go to work because of this migraine. I'm going to have to cancel plans on friends. So anytime I would get a pain flare up, whether it was due to a migraine or any of the other type of symptoms that I had, such as carpal tunnel, ulcers, I had so many issues. Like, it was just, if you've heard my story at all, you know that I kind of went through everything that has to do with pain. I had tendinitis, I had arthritis in my wrist too, I had 1 carpal tunnel surgery. So anytime I would have some sort of pain, like I'd have the constant pain 24/7, and it would either be like a dull ache in my jaw, like just all day constantly, or my hands would be on fire from the carpal tunnel, or both, or whatever. I would just, every single day I was in pain. But when it came to the point of like a flare where the pain just intensified, so whether that be a migraine or I overused my wrists on the keyboard at work, I would begin to panic. I basically had so much anxiety about my pain that I just made it into a catastrophe. And that is essentially what pain catastrophizing is. You panic so much at the first sign of a flare-up or your pain that you just make it into a bigger thing than it is. And here's a spoiler alert: panicking about your pain, not wanting the pain to happen, freaking out that you're gonna miss this, that, or the other the next day because of whatever's happening to you, is not going to change the outcome. So you can hope as much as you want that your migraine's not gonna be a 72-hour one. That's not gonna make a difference. It's gonna be however long it's gonna be, and panicking about it is not gonna change the outcome. It was something that I didn't really get the concept. I had to like really understand that at the beginning of my pain healing journey, that it was completely useless, wasted energy panicking about it. And the same kind of goes for the panic attacks that I used to suffer from. So I did also have anxiety, and I get panic attacks and start freaking out that, oh my God, what if I start hyperventilating? What if I end up missing work tomorrow? What if my chest starts hurting? All these things, that's only gonna feed into it. So the best thing to do when you're starting to get into the mind-body work and understanding pain catastrophizing is just kind of think like, okay, migraine's coming, panic attacks coming, allow it to come, because nothing that you do is going to change the outcome regardless. So if you're not doing any journaling yet or emotional exploration yet, and you're completely new to this, just try and understand that having anxiety towards the pain and wanting a different outcome from what the pain is going to mean for you is not going to make the pain any worse or any better. The secret is that when you're more calm about it and you kind of accept that, like, okay, this is hard, I'm getting a flare up, I'm getting a migraine, I'm getting a panic attack, let's see what is gonna happen, because it's gonna suck no matter what. A strategy that I think would be helpful when you're getting a flare up in your pain is to just kind of accept what's happening. So if you haven't done any of the emotional work just yet, that's okay. You should still do it. You should definitely do the journaling that I described in previous videos, because your nervous system's gonna test you every now and again. So even when you do reach a point that you're no longer in chronic pain, or you reach your first 5 minutes of zero pain whatsoever and you're like, wow, is this how normal people live their lives every day? Because this is great. You're gonna have flare-ups, and they're inevitable, they're gonna happen. It is what it is. It sucks, but it's basically your nervous system kind of needing reassurance from you if you're okay or not. So if there's no saber-toothed tiger chasing you, you're safe, and you just have to kind of remind your nervous system that you're safe. So if you start getting a migraine, you start getting an anxiety attack, whatever it is, you start getting like your wrists start hurting because you were on the computer all day, instead of panicking, and I know this is hard, I completely get it. I went through it myself, I get it. You're gonna start in baby steps, and you're just gonna be, at least right now, aware that this is something you can do. This is an option for you, that you can accept the pain that's happening. Because when you do that, your nervous system calms down a little bit, and you probably don't believe it if you have never tried this before, but try it because you have nothing to lose. It's not gonna make your pain any worse. Like, I can promise you that. Just because you think something or you don't think something, it's not gonna change how you experience the pain that you're gonna be feeling. You've obviously already had like big pain flare-ups already, you've been through them before. Why can't you get through it again? And why are you working up your nervous system even more to try and change the outcome? Because it's obviously already happening. Try having some compassion for yourself the next time that you get a pain flare-up. So instead of saying, oh my God, where's my meds? Where's a hot water bottle? Where's an ice pack? Whatever it is that you immediately reach for when you start experiencing pain, try saying, okay, this is hard. This really sucks. And this is something that I know I can get through. And this is something that I have gotten through in the past, because I've had flare-ups in the past. I've had panic attacks in the past and I lived. I had migraines in the past and I lived. So what makes this particular migraine, panic attack, pain flare-up, whatever, any different than a past one that I have already been through? Pain catastrophizing is one of those things that it makes you think that you're in more danger than you are. So you start worrying that maybe there's something more seriously wrong with you. Maybe it's going to impact your life in whatever way. You just start going down the slippery slope. And if you've already been checked out by a doctor and you know it's just a chronic pain condition, there is literally no harm in catching yourself as your pain catastrophizing and just acknowledging that maybe I can get through this. And you don't have to do that for very long, but just acknowledging it to begin with is a first step. If you are able to write while you're having a pain flare-up, then that's even better. You can do the 20 minutes of journaling right then and there, right when you start feeling a flare-up, and see what happens. And I can guarantee you that the pain levels are not going to be any worse than they otherwise would have been if you panicked. So if you can just kind of try and look at it that way, then that would be very helpful for you to start and wrap your head around the fact that it is a mind-body syndrome. So if you just consciously catch yourself as you're doing it, that's a really huge step, and you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself to catch yourself. So if you don't sometimes, that's okay too. Just being aware that it is something you can do where you can actually observe your thoughts as you're going through a pain attack is a step in itself. And you don't have to beat yourself up over it if you don't do it perfectly every time, because I know a lot of us tend to be perfectionists when it comes to healing. Consciously try to not beat yourself up over it. This is just like a new piece of knowledge that you have, and you can use it in your toolbox when a pain attack strikes. And pretty soon, as you continue doing it, you're gonna be a pro at keeping calm when pain strikes. There's been a huge difference for me personally using this approach. So before I knew anything about mind-body syndrome, I would, like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I would freak out, I would panic, I would think of every single way that I don't need this right now and I don't have the time for this and I have all these commitments that I'm not going to be able to attend because of this pain, and what if this and what if that and what if I'm dying and like what if anything. And that was never particularly helpful. And now I do of course get flare-ups, but they don't last nearly as long, and I know how to deal with that. Now I'm actually super calm when I start feeling like the beginning of a migraine. So I'll start feeling a bit of the ice pick headache on the side of my head, which it always happens on this side of my head. And I'll start feeling it right in my temple, the classic ice pick. And then I'll just think, okay, so I have no reason to freak out right now. I've been through migraines before. I haven't had a migraine, like a full out migraine in months, because this work has literally cured me of all my pain, and panicking about this isn't gonna solve anything. So I accept the fact that I have this potential migraine coming on. Maybe it's just a little twinge, maybe it's gonna be a full-on migraine. Whether it's a 10-minute thing or a 10-hour thing or a 10-day thing, I accept it and I will be okay and I will live. And 10 times out of 10, honestly, like the pain doesn't last more than an hour. So I know it's pretty hard to be able to think rationally while you're having a pain flare-up. So hopefully you're watching this before you have a pain flare-up, so you're aware that it's something you can do. And then as you continue to get your flare-ups, you'll remember that you do have an option to not panic about it. It's a choice that you can make. And it's okay if you make the choice or you don't make the choice, but you're at least aware that this is a choice that you can choose to use the next time you have pain. And if you don't use it the first time, that's okay, you can use it the next time. Just keep doing it, do it as best as you can. If you're able to stay calm for the first 5 minutes and then you freak out after that, then that's still great, that's still progress. You still at least tried. So the more you do it, the more you use that muscle. It's like a muscle that you just have to keep working out. Like you don't go into a gym and start lifting 200-pound weights immediately when you have spaghetti arms. You start off with the small weights. You start off with the 5-pounders. So if you can start off with 5 minutes of staying calm while you're having a pain flare-up and then you're freaking out the rest of the time, that's still progress. And then the next time, maybe you do 6 minutes of being calm. Maybe next time you can't stay calm at all, and that's okay too. And then the next time you do 10 minutes of staying calm, and then eventually it starts getting easier and it starts being your first instinctual reaction to pain rather than, oh my God, this is gonna ruin my life. So I hope this was helpful. If you want any other tips on kind of dealing with a pain flare-up or anything else TMS related, please feel free to leave me a comment. I will be making more videos like this on these types of subjects, but if there's anything specific, just please feel free to make suggestions. Please subscribe to my channel and please like this video if this helped you, and have a great day.